Yo, what is up, friends and fam? Welcome to another episode of my journey to my ideal lifestyle. Hope you've been well. It's your boy Johan Tang coming back with another episode. And to be frank with you, if you take a look right now outside, give me a second. If you're watching the video, I'm not sure if you'll be on podcast, you'll be able to see this, but if you can see outside, don't know if you can tell, the timing is a bit different. Usually I film my videos, I film my episodes in the mornings at around 10:30 a.m. But right now it's 7 p.m. So just wanted to share why that is so. First and foremost, I began this filming because of a one funnel away challenge that I took from ClickFunnels. And one of the things that was mentioned there is I need to begin publishing and start doing it 365 days for 365 days, basically for a year. And what the host, which is the founder, one of the co-founders for ClickFunnels, mentioned was that if I did just that one step, in 1 year all my financial problems will be gone. So that was the promise. And yeah, so far I think I really kind of understand why that's so important now. But for the longest time, for the past few weeks when I've been recording these episodes, I've not really been sure which. As you can tell, I'm discovering it along with you guys. What is my angle? What is my angle going to be? Who exactly am I speaking to? Quite honestly, now I'm recording this on 19 June 2020. I'm not even sure who exactly is going to be listening to this eventually down the road. I don't know how long it will take. Weeks, months, years. But the fact is as well that I haven't really decided on a publishing system, a way to actually get the titles that I want for, I don't know who I'm targeting. So because I don't know who I'm targeting, I don't really know what value proposition. I know roughly what I want, what I'm trying to portray, my message, but I'm not quite sure who exactly will derive the most value from it and will be most attracted to my content, you see. And then because of that, I don't really know what's the pain point that you guys might be having, and what's the best way I can actually help you guys with that. So like right now, today, up to today, I kind of guess that, like, at least for myself, most likely you're going to be 20 something, maybe early 30s, just finished your degree, or maybe still just started your degree, but probably that demographic, but you're still also wondering, what exactly do you really want to do? Maybe you just started your career and you're really wondering, like, is this really right for me? Is this really what I want to do? Right? And most likely it will be probably starting a family very soon as well. So then I was thinking maybe I could come in and position myself to really help you guys first find out what really has meaning to you, what you would really love to do for the rest of your life, not just based on what degree you studied for, what career you had, and what your friends or family might have told you need to be doing, right, with your life. So the first part will be the meaning. The next part is actually how to align the meaning you derive that will give you the most joy, and how to sustain that as a real career path, right? So there's a term called ikigai. It's by the Japanese, which basically means you get the most joy and happiness. Your life has the greatest meaning when you align things. If I remember correctly, there are 8 spheres, which off the top of my head I can remember. One sphere is that you want to reach the nice mutual point, right? So you want to do something that touches or is part of these 8 spheres. And the first sphere, I think, is like something that you love to do, something that gives value to other people, something that the world needs, something you can earn money from, right? I forgot. So, but basically, I forgot all the 8. But in essence, what it's trying to say is you want to get as many spheres as possible, right? So perhaps if you're listening to this, you already might be having a steady income every month, but odds are it's not really something you love, and you have a mismatch between the real thing that you really love. You are not sure if you can really monetize it, you can really earn a living from it, you can really sustain yourself and your family from it. So I think that's the next big part that I really feel that I want to help out, because I'm very sure now, for me, like I would say I'm pretty creative. If you've known me from like before my 20s, I've always told myself, I was psychoing myself that I'm a creative genius, and I do believe that. But I also believe almost everyone else is a creative genius as well. But the main thing is I'm very sure that whatever thing you are passionate for, there are people. We are in a globalized world. The world is so small now, there's the internet. There are people somewhere out there in the world that would value your service enough such that they would pay you their money because they value their service, wherever in the world it is, because the world is so huge. So that's my real belief. And now the only question then becomes, how do you first really tap into what you really want to do, right? And then the next thing is just, how can you be so creative, or in this case, get my help or my guidance to really find out how you can really monetize this passion that you love and really go big on it, right? Go all out on it, go 100% in it, pursue it, fully to the full extent. On a side note as well, I'm reading this book by Ayn Rand, I hope I pronounce it correctly. It's called Fountainhead. And if you're looking for a book to read, it's a really great book. And what he's trying to say as well is he's trying to compare. It's written in the 1930s, I think, 1920s, I think maybe. But he's trying to compare even then, about this guy, this architect, Howard Roark, who just loves architecting, right? Building buildings. But all the other people around him, they're all doing it based on hype. It doesn't make sense. And they are the ones, the others are the ones who actually, get the most monetary benefit. But you can see, based on the storyline, it's a greatly written book. You can see how, at the end of the day, they are still looking for others outside of them. Even this guy, in his 60s, he's built $1 million company, an architecture firm. He's still looking for validation and for somebody to tell him that, you know what, John, you did a great job. I'm proud of you. You did a superb work. He's still waiting for the validation because none of his actions and behaviors in building that successful firm actually came from him. It came from others. It came from the external. That's why even in the end, when he wanted to hand over the company to his son-in-law, he was waiting. He was pleading his son-in-law to actually back him. Right, Peter, can you please tell me? I need to hear from you, that you're proud of me, that I did something meaningful, that I did something worth doing with my entire life before I retire. Can you imagine that? So I think it's a really great book, and there's one key topic they actually talked about. And that also reminds me that, even though now, things might seem difficult, I know my peers are graduating left, right, and center. Like the girls in my batch, because of the 2-year NS, the 2-year national service I had to serve in the police force, the girls in my batch have already gotten to work, have began their career like 2 years before me. My peers, my guy peers, they're actually perhaps they graduated last year or even this year, so they're all beginning their careers as well. One of my good friends, Khalis, is very thankfully he's gotten a job, managerial track, earning like at least 4,000 in an oil company. So that sets a standard for my group of friends from junior college. But I need to remind myself that everybody has a different path, and mine, I choose this path, and it really has a lot of meaning for me, So I just wanted to share that. So where was I going with that? Going back to you as well. Like there are things, based on how you're brought up, based on your personality, based on your upbringing, based on your internal values, there are things that you really value that's different from others, and you really need to tap into that to really feel as if you've really led a very meaningful and really happy life, And the cost to not doing that today, right now, as soon as you can, when you've heard this message, is that when I wake up one day and you're 60, 65 and you're retired and you're really left wondering, what was all that worth, and what did I really derive from life in the end? Was it really worth it in those 40, 50 years? So that's just something it just came to me when I'm filming this. On another note, I nearly didn't record this because I was really thinking through, for me personally, I need to see direction. It's just one thing that I'm just sharing right now. I really need to see the direction where I'm going before I can actually move. If I don't see the direction, I won't budge, If I don't see the reason why I need to do something, I won't move. There are some people I know who once they are ready to follow the instruction, they want instruction, they need direction, then they can really do it, they can slog it out, So their heads are to the grindstone, they slog it out, and then after doing it for some time, then only then do they poke their heads up into the sky and say, okay, where am I going with this? For me, it's the opposite. I need to see that direction first before I can then slowly but surely convince myself. And I realized that for me, systemizing my life was one great tool for me to leverage this. But then initial inertia or rather activation energy I had to get past to actually begin. That for me is the hardest part. And this publishing thing, it took me a while to begin. But once I set, the schedule, the system, the routine for me, the ritual, my daily ritual to actually get it done, is really good. But the problem now is I realize that, okay, I know I'm publishing daily, I can do that, it's pretty fun. And in parallel as well, for my Married Man niche, my business also, I realized that, yeah, definitely I need to be creating content daily. I need to have hooks, I need to be publishing them, I need to be posting them on my profile, on my page. And having this then would actually allow people who I want to leverage on, who are already better than me right now, who have lists that I can leverage on. Having those publications, content on my actual page or profile will help when they come and when I try and pitch them to actually work with me, partner up, and promote me, right? It will actually help when they say, oh, this guy actually has been putting work. You can see from the content he's been putting up, this guy has commitment, right? At least he has done something. So that's why I know publishing is so important. At the same time, I was thinking, how do these people publish so much? So like Peng Jun, I know he has a system. I was trying to wrap my head around it, and I just realized that I really need to prioritize, first getting my keywords done up. I need to really dig in, and it's something I think I've been trying to avoid. I don't know why. I just hate this idea of having to, do mundane work, like having to do boring old research and having to look at all these words and compiling them, and having to just this whole idea of nose to the grindstone, mundane, idiot-proof work. I'm sorry, it's not even idiot-proof. It takes a lot of skill to know what to look out for, how to compile stuff. I just guess I have a preconceived notion about it that's been stopping me from doing it. But now I kind of realize that, yeah, it's definitely important. I need to get my list of keywords, my list of key phrases. I really need to compile properly the Dream 100, as Russell Brunson calls it. The people I need to really leverage on and begin pitching to actually promote me and work together with me for my content as well. So that's the main things I got to be doing. And the next thing after that, once I compile my 100 or so keywords and key phrases, as well as once I really compile my list of Dream 100 people I need to leverage on and work together with and form relationships with, the next part then would be creating the system for me to have titles being created day to day, such that when I wake up in the morning, or maybe week by week, such that when I wake up in the morning, the only thing I have to do is look at my computer first thing in the morning. I want to do the most valuable task that I can do, the one that moves the needle, right? So in my case, it probably would be recording videos, right, for content. So then I need to put up a system in place such that when I wake up, let's say it's Monday morning, I wake up, I just go to my laptop, I open the right document, the right folder, let's say on Google Drive. All I see is, okay, for today, this has been planned for you, this is the title you'll be using for your hook for your Married Man niche. This is a rough points, 3 to 5 points you're mentioning. Finally, what is the call to action? Do you just want to leave it as high value, ask them to engage, like, comment? Do you want to point to a lead magnet, to a free item in exchange for email address? I want to point to a sales page where I'm actually pitching them something? Do I want to do a sideways kind of sales letter where I keep things a bit open looped for the next sequel, the next episode? So things like that, I realized, so now I'm just really just sharing my thoughts, and I guess this would really help in me, coming more to terms with it, and really it's like letting the taste, settle on your tongue, you know what I mean? So yeah, the key phrases, as well as the Dream 100 people I want to really build relationships with. Finally, I need to have a system that I think I'll do it once a week. So like maybe on Sundays. No, I hate doing it on Sundays. Let's say Fridays, probably Friday evening, what I can do is I can compile all the titles for the following week. Then I can create the points for each of the 5 content pieces, hooks I'll be creating, as well as the call to actions for each one. And I think they'll help. Then having the key phrases would really help in me deciding already, which are the topics that my audience, which is married men in their 30s to 40s, actually care about. So this will help. And my creative brain, my natural genius will just come in and create the points for me to actually very nicely lead from the beginning, which is the title, probably with a pain point you're currently feeling, and then helping to bridge that gap, which is, in other words, the marketing message, the sales message, to bridge that gap, or some might call it the marketing argument, to bridge that gap, get them to accept the marketing thesis, which in my case is that married men need to learn how to get emotional buy-in from their spouse. Then after they accept the thesis, then I'll just gently nudge them and tell them that, hey, if you want to learn more about emotional buy-in from your spouse, head over to my website, yada yada yada, right? And then begins then I get the traffic, right? So yeah, this really helps. And one thing as well, I kind of learned, if you realize today is a lot more about my own reflection and my own learnings so far, is that I need to stop really thinking about getting flustered about the action I need to take, and then actually being too trigger happy with purchasing resources. I realize that's what I've really been doing, which kudos to Russell Brunson, because I guess his marketing efforts has really worked. It's a great habit loop. Feel frustrated, go online, search Russell Brunson or search Penjung, whatever it is, purchase something, feel that high, feel like the problem is solved, like I've done something about it. So I guess there's something I need to overcome as well, and really take more action. So yeah. So with that, I'm really glad I decided that I'll still be recording this video. Initially I didn't want to record this episode because I thought I didn't have the big picture plan yet. I didn't know the keywords. I didn't know what exactly to do. I didn't know what content I'll be creating, what direction I'm going to in the first place. So if I don't know, how can I create something? But now I realize that I definitely must stick to this plan, even if I feel like I don't know. It's a bit weird to see my face in the reflection of my glasses. But yeah, even if I still don't know, I have already committed, to posting every day and recording myself every day. So that's something I really must do. And today's Friday, so only on weekends I don't record. So I'm really glad I did it. So thank you so much for listening in. And I feel so much better. So thank you so much for listening, and I really appreciate you. And I hope you take care wherever you are, and all the best to you. I love you, and see you soon on the next episode. Bye.